Okay, so you already have your podcast on Buzzsprouts, Spotify for podcasters, Libsyn, but now you want to add it on YouTube. How do you do that? Let's talk about it. Hey, my name is Moses Kabandana. I love giving you tools that facilitate your personal development. So if you're getting value from this video, give it a like. Let's get into it. To add your podcast to YouTube, you're going to need two things: a YouTube account, of course, or a Gmail account that automatically gives you a YouTube account. And two, you will need a podcast. So we're assuming here that you already have one and it is hosted somewhere else. So first, log into your YouTube studio like I am right now. And this is my channel, right? This is probably the channel that you're watching this video on. And you also need to be able to log into your podcast host. So for mine, it is Spotify for podcasters. And this is the podcast that I want to add to YouTube, the How to Create a podcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to YouTube. It goes without saying, of course, that you will need to be logged into your YouTube account. So this is the account that I'm going to be adding my podcast onto. It is very, very simple, very straightforward. So the very first thing that you're going to do is on the top right here, you have create. So you're going to hit create and you're going to come down here and you're going to click new podcast. Here we have three options. We can create a new podcast. We can set an existing playlist as a podcast. We can touch on that some more later on. Or we can submit an RSS feed. This is where we're coming here for. We're going to hit submit RSS feed. It is important for you to know where to find your RSS feed in your podcast hosting platform. So for me, I'm going to go to the Spotify for podcasters. And it is here that I can find my RSS feed. How do I do that? It's very simple. I'm going to come to the settings of my podcast in Spotify for podcasters. I don't know where depending on your hosting platform. And I'm going to click on availability. And it is here that I find my RSS feed, RSS distribution. I'm going to copy this link, right? And then I'm going to go back to YouTube and I'm going to go through this simple step-by-step instructions that YouTube gives us. I'm going to hit next. And the very first step here is to paste that RSS feed. Again, I copied that RSS feed from Spotify for podcasters because that is where I'm hosting my podcast on. Once I've pasted my RSS feed here, I'm going to hit next. YouTube is going to check that this RSS feed is actually valid. Once it's done doing so, it is going to send a code to the email that is related to that podcast. And how does it know? It's because here on my Spotify for Podcasters account, I input my email down here, which is important because if you want to distribute your podcast on other platforms, in this case, YouTube, that platform is going to want to verify your information. So it verified my information, it found this email through my RSS feed, and it sent me that code. So I'm going to go into my email, find that code, and add it to YouTube. HVI. I'm going to hit verify. And that's it. Once the verification is complete, I need to make sure that I choose the right option here, right? So I can choose to upload all the episodes through the RSS feed. I can choose episodes that were published since a particular date up to today, or I can choose to not upload any episodes at all. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to choose to upload all episodes in the RSS feed. It's going to take every single episode that is associated with that podcast, and it's going to upload that onto YouTube. Now, the distinction here is that it's only going to upload audio only features. So if you have an audio and video podcast, your videos will not show up. It's only going to upload the audio version of your podcast. Make sure that you check the right option here. If you have some sponsorship, some paid promotion in your podcast, make sure you verify that here. So I'm gonna upload all the episodes via the RSS feed, and I'm gonna hit save. And it is that simple. So I can hit view the podcasts, and we can see here that the How to Create a podcast has been imported. And let me see here, if you click the details, you can go through and you will see that the RSS settings, that this link is exactly the same link as the one that we submitted, okay? And you want to make sure that it's set to public, so that this podcast can be public. Because if you leave it in private, well, then the new episodes that you upload through your podcast host, yes, they will show up on YouTube still, but they will be private. So check the right option. In this case, you want it to be on public. I'm gonna hit save. And now I can see here that I have one episode left to upload from the RSS feed. Depending on the number that it shows you there, if I were you, I would double check whether the amount of episodes, the number of episodes being uploaded is the exact number of episodes that you have on your hosting platform. And now I have successfully added my existing podcast onto YouTube. If you got value from this video, give it a thumbs up. My name is Moses, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.